Dude, did you ever think that you would live in this country and see people, mostly on college campuses, protesting in support of Hamas and other
Yeah.
terrorist groups?
No, not Hamas. I didn't think that there was such a anti-Jewish sentiment in this country. I'm not surprised, but I didn't see it coming. But for years now, I mean, if you read my Facebook, for years and years and years now, I have said that college campuses in this country are breeding grounds for mind-altering anti-American liberalism. Bad. And you know what? Some of them are publicly funded, but you know what? Nobody has enough balls to remove the funding. You know, the only reason the lady from Harvard finally stepped down was because one of the graduates there is a billionaire who's Jewish.
Yeah, and he said, "I'm not."
Yeah,
no
money talks in that particular situation. Money would talk across the board if these institutions lost their public funding, but the public funding comes from liberal governments. They're in on it. I don't think this country has anything to be proud of with the anti-Semitism that exists in it. I think that you can hate who you want to hate. It's not a question of that at all. But if you don't see the difference, everybody has a right to exist, Paul. I'm not, people in Palestine have a right to exist, and people in Israel have a right to exist. But when you can't see the difference, that one of the participants are taking children and women off the street and killing them, and the other one isn't, then if you can't see immediately where your allegiance should lie, to me, it's not a religious issue. I get it. It's Islam against Judaism. I get it. You can't put those two religions in the same room, but you cannot support people. You can't call them people and support their right to live when they're dropping out of the sky at concerts with seats and a fan strapped to the back of them and a parachute, and killing women and taking them and putting them in the back of pickup trucks and then videoing it. You've lost the moral high ground. You've lost the moral low ground. You've lost the ability to fight for your right to exist.
We should limit how many rounds a weapon can hold. Why in God's name should an ordinary citizen be able to purchase an assault weapon that holds 30-round magazines, fire hundreds of bullets in a matter of minutes? There's no reason someone needs a weapon of war with 100 rounds, 100 bullets that can be fired from that weapon. Who in God's name needs a weapon with 100 rounds in their chamber? Nobody needs that. Nobody needs that.
In my opinion, if that's the situation that you want to show the world, I have no time for that bullshit. I have no time for anybody who supports that bullshit. None at all. None. There comes a time that enough is enough. And if you have these radical thoughts that make you believe that it's okay to just arbitrarily kill the weakest people in the population, you want to fight, go soldier against soldier. You want to fight, go technology against technology. They know they're not going to win. They're not winning when they're dropping out of the sky in parachutes with a seat and a fan strapped to their back. They're not. They're behaving in a way that's so brutal and barbaric that you don't have a right to exist. And the fact that college campuses have all of these hundreds and thousands of videos of pro-Hamas support, these people they don't know what they don't know, Paul. They have no idea. They just want to be loudmouth bigots, complain about everything. America sucks. I'm a white apologist. My parents suck for putting me in this college. Everything sucks to them. They think they want to live in a cave. They think they can be gay in an Islamic country. They don't have a clue what they don't know. Not a clue.
Yeah. Going back to when we were cops, and I'll tie it into today. we were talking about, we would talk about this often, that a lot of the children in the 2-8 were being raised by their grandparents because their parents were gone, in jail, dead. Most of the time they were addicted to drugs. And we always said, what happens when the grandparents aren't here anymore? And what happens to those children? Are they going to stick around long enough so that they could be raised properly? Because they're going to get older and replace what's there now because their parents are no longer here. I feel like it's kind of the same thing with this country, where you and I now in our 50s, we could, I talk to my kids all the time and they love this country and they're great patriots. And I would like to think I raised them the right way. But as we start getting up in age into our 60s and 70s, look at what's replacing us on the college campuses. Look at the brainwashing that's going on with our corrupt media. And, this woke nonsense, it's in law. We talked about Bragg and other DAs. It's in medicine, where you have the Hippocratic Oath now has to acknowledge white supremacy and marginalized groups.
We, the students of the University of Minnesota Twin Cities Medical School class of 2026, we commit to uprooting the legacy and perpetuation of structural violence deeply embedded within the healthcare system. We recognize inequities built by past and present traumas rooted in white supremacy, colonialism, the gender binary, ableism, and all forms of oppression.